I want to give you a brief description of the database that we use to do our testing for the methods that we publish or the methods that we don't publish, depending on how they turn out in our database. Basically, we're using a access database. When you see it, this particular one is for a system called the Alberti Power Play. And you can see up here it says test states database Alberti stripped. Now stripped means that we've taken out all the unfavorable or the least favorable situations and concentrated on the most positive situations. So when we create a software program, we can make a note when those positive situations come up right on the front screen, so you know that you're dealing with a positive situation. Over here you'll see all the different things, with the tables that we have, how we can organize it by class, by furlongs, by horse, by morning line, etc., etc., etc. For instance, on this one, if we just go up here and we go to races, it's going to show us all the races that were analyzed in this particular database. Now over here, if you want to find quickly, we can just go to the win thing and sort it, and these will show you the prices, and I've organized it from best price down to smallest price, and you can see we have a 97.60. Haven't got one like that since, but we've gotten a couple $60, $50 winners that we don't have in the database yet. But this goes all the way down and shows you all the different prices, again, from the top to the smallest. And then after we get to the smallest, then it starts going to the losses. And so obviously we're going to concentrate on situations where the horses, especially horses won at a decent price, we're going to take a look at. You see, all the way down here, you go on. You have to add $2, by the way, because in our database we bet $2 on each of these horses. So a 580, for instance, would actually be 780, etc. Also, again, there's so many ways to organize it, and we look at all the different situations. One of the things that tend to show us the best overall plays has to do with the morning line. So we'll double click on summary top pick morning line, and it'll show here the races we're taking like the average number of races per week at the particular odds level. You can see here, for example, at horses that were 1 to 2, we had a 100% hit rate, and that's probably not surprising. But still, there was a 20% overall ROI. And we can go all the way down for instance, at the 3 to 5 rate, which would be a 320 payoff, that showed a 40% ROI. At 4 to 5, interestingly, we showed an 80% ROI. So the lower odds horses in this particular program, the Alberti program, hit so often that it actually we're showing a profit. And again, we don't have a lot of races. We've probably got maybe 100, 200 examples, but still it's pretty significant. And you'll also, as we go down, you'll see situation again, it's even money. It's also even money with the Alberti. We showed a 32% ROI. But then we go down to 7 to 5. 7 to 5, we see there was a 35% loss. So in our program, when a horse comes up in morning line in one of the lower ones, where we show positive ROIs, we'll note that at the bottom. It'll say that this is showing positive ROI. If it doesn't, like the particular one here, where you see with a 35% loss, there wouldn't be any notice. Here, we're talking 8 to 5. 3 to 2, and here you've got just a minus 5% ROI. So you can see the favorites with this system hit pretty darn often, and from a break even to a decent overall positive ROI. And then we go down, and again, as we go down through these different odds ranges, most of them are going to show losses. Here's the 5 to 2 that showed a 1.5% positive ROI again, and that will be mentioned. But when a play will still come up. A play might still come up, but if it doesn't have the message on it, that means you're welcome to play it, take a chance with it. But if the message doesn't show up, then that overall is going to be a loser long run. Now here's interesting too. At 5-1, you'll see here we had a 40% ROI. So what we do is we take this information, Len programs it into the database, and again, what we find is that when we highlight the situations that are positive, here at 6-1, we had a 16% positive ROI. Then you will see what's called the bonus message at the bottom. This particular, let me go over here. This is the power handicapping database. Again, it's stripped. That's from our program, power handicapping. And again, we can do the same thing. We can organize. We can look at all races. Look at the top win, best prices overall. And again, you have to add $2 to all of these. And again, we can do go down here and do the by top pick morning line again, and we'll see that. And again, this is interesting. This is kept up for well into the study. We constantly run the races every day, but at 4 to 5 or 3 to 5, 4 to 5 actually. Our overall positive ROI is 93%. And again, we were really surprised when we saw that happen because it's such a darn low odds. And also even money was 27%. So these favorites are hitting in these programs, are hitting often enough to actually make a positive ROI. And when you're talking about a 4 to 5 shot, that's got to hit about 58% of the time to bring it positive. So at any rate, just so you know what we do, the kind of studies we do here with our database, we've got everything programmed in. We look at it from so many different angles, by furlongs, by class, by racetrack. Like for instance here by track, we can do by track, and of course we'll start off alphabetically with Arlington Park. And again, it'll show every horse that qualified, every horse, payoff, etc., that qualified. And you can see at Arlington Park, betting every single horse that came up in the program, regardless of odds, you still showed a small profit, and that's pretty significant. But at any rate, just wanted to let you know how we test our database, so you can be assured that when on the program it's listed that this particular play is a positive long-term ROI, then you can be confident in betting it that way. Oh, thanks. Talk to you next time.